Welcome to the race by race preview for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Paul Lally here with all these selections. C+3 course and a 6:40 start time for the opener, with Foremost Teddy and Young Horizon and USS Constitution all on the class drop. Sky Prophet goes back up in trip. We've got Miles Away, who's been back to the trial since his last start. Oriental Tycoon blinkers off and Medic Elite returns. He wears a hood for the first time and has had 3 trials in preparation. The speed pool.
Yes, it looks like Fireball up to 1650 can lead this, along with Servant. I think can go across. California Moxie's been going forward in his recent races. He used to go back in his races, so from a wide draw, we'll see what they want to do with him. He might try and push on. Miles Away, Foremost Teddy, one of the downgraders, should get a perfect run. Good old Medic Elite, we haven't seen him for a little while.
No, that's been a while since Medic Elite has graced a Wednesday night. We're going to start our replays now with Sky Prophet over the 1200 metres last time at Sha Tin. He has raced over the 1650 before. That was on the all-weather, and it's a ride for Lyle Hewitson for Casper Founds.
Yeah, he did finish back on that, but I just think it was more the all-weather rather than the actual distance for Sky Prophet. I don't think the 1650 is a problem for him. He's run third off a 40 rating, and he's at this 35 rating at the moment, so he's capable. I haven't got him on top, but I do want to include him because I think from barrier number 8, he should be able to slot in.
And that is our first replay. Win Speeder getting a deserved win there. It had been a while coming, his second victory, but he won that race. Second up's one of your favourites, California Moxie, Miles Away, and Harry's Hero also comes out of this race. This is 1650. He's been in Class 5 for a couple of starts now. Where does he figure in this?
I've got him in on a minor line, but look, he's tried my patience a bit, this horse, because he's always looked like he was going to win a race. One of the starts when he first dropped in grade, he was a 2.8 favourite. He was 1.8 favourite when he was beaten in here, so he's been a little bit costly recently, California Moxie.
And that is him. We'll find out where he lines up in the top 4 shortly. And Servant, Zach Purton aboard for Chris So. He's a horse that has won when it comes to Class 5 and won over the 1650, so he gets a few things in his favour. Yeah,
it looks that way. That one was off 32. He's slightly higher at 39, but he's got good early pace. He's in the right grade. I think he can get him across with Zach Purton aboard, so he looks a winning chance, the grey Servant. He sort of dropped out a little bit here, but this one looks a lot easier than that race.
So it is a case of Chris So winning another first race, which he seems to do quite regularly.
He does, doesn't he? He's made a habit of that. Yeah, we'll put him on top, Servant, the grey. We just saw that replay there for him. So he'll go on top to beat the one Foremost Teddy, one of the downgraders, California Moxie and Sky Prophet, 3-1-5-6.
A win for the Greys, with Paul tipping Servant to win the opening race for the Purton and So combination. And race number 2 now. We focus on this. It's a Class 4. It's over the 1650 and Simple Hedge. He's on the class drop. We've got top time last start winner extra at £8 on his back. Chirin Warrior, 3-time course and distance winner. Radiant Swift, a first starter, has had 5 trials. Dragon Star ran second at his first start for Me Choi. Jumbo Fortune wears a tongue tie again. Gallant Crown pacifiers off. Blinkers go back on. And Confringo is without the visor this week. We've got Satirical Fan and Gallant Crown, Paul, both liking to go forward.
Yeah, they both like to lead. I think Satirical, and they've drawn sort of close to each other as well. Satirical Fan's drawn at barrier number 8, and Gallant Crown is just a little bit further out, Gallant Crown at barrier number 9. So I think they can come across together. Atomic Beauty has got a good draw now, and he likes to go forward, as does Dragon Star. Last season, I would have Dragon Star in front any day of the week, but he just hasn't led once this season. The Jour will get his chance, top time as well. They won't be too far away.
Tom's our man on interview duty, and he spoke to the trainer of Top Time. It's Chris So.
Chris, top timer last start, Happy Valley winner. He's only had limited starts, but he looks like he's got a good amount of ability.
I think, just like what I say, this horse, he seems like the first couple of runs he ran well, but, he's just only 3 years old. So, and we talk about with the owner, give him a bit time, and he showed his ability. And finally, he won in the last time, and impressed, yeah.
He was only 1,020 pounds last start, and he's got a further 8 pounds to carry Wednesday night. Do you think he's good enough to handle that extra weight?
That's the problem, you know. That's what I say, you know. That's what I say to the owner, you know, because he's a young horse, you know. He's 3 years old, and you know he showed his ability, but we doesn't want to, you know, push him too hard, you know, and because his body is the frame is light. That's why, you know, I think, you know, is a good experience. We have to find out tomorrow, and because the horse is still, you know, have time to growing, and I think, you know, honestly, you know, for this horse, you know, maybe next season, I think, you know, should be better. But, you know, we have no choice. You know, we won the race last time. We have to carry the weight. You know, we don't have any choice. So, you know, we find out tomorrow.
How's he trained on? Is he a horse that needs a lot of work between races?
Yeah, just like before, you know, as usual. You know, not pretty hard. You know, just like, you know, like my training style. You know, give him a normal gallop. You know, everything. He after the race, he put up. You know, eat well. Everything's normal. Appetite is good. You know, we do the same thing.
The stable's form, you've had 27 winners. You've unleashed plenty of younger new horses. Who are you most excited about to see next season, potentially going forward?
I think, you know, as one of my horses, Honogoff. I think, you know, he got a pretty good big heart. You know, even last time he racing pretty well. I hope, you know, this weekend, you know, we step up to the 16. I think, you know, I really hope, you know, we get a good draw, and he still, you know, keep a perfect good performance.
There is a Chris So talking Top Time and a Honglock Golf. Paul, we're going to move on to a horse you mentioned during the speed map, leading last season, even maybe earlier this season. He's been ridden off the pace, and he hasn't been with Me Joy for too long.
No, and look, he went well for the new stable here. The other one, Atomic Beauty, I don't mind. Both these two horses, I think, have got chances. Atomic Beauty just maps really well from barrier number 4, and he got quite well back here and finished off strongly. But look, the horse seems to be in good order, Dragon Star, and he's reinvented himself, taking cover rather than leading.
Yeah, that is our second replay. The third one is the Azure, who's never too far away on a Wednesday night. Turin Warrior 5th, doesn't normally win out of turn, but he has wins on the board. And speaking of not winning out of turn, that's Jumbo Fortune in the pink and green.
Yeah, he doesn't go in, but I'm going to put the Azure in. He's, again, a consistent horse. He had to go wide, and it's about here I thought he was just going to round them up and win the race. He sort of stayed on well, but he wasn't, couldn't really get to the front. But look, a good run from him, going wide on the turn, so he'll go in.
Are you going to stick with Top Time, though?
Yeah, 1 for 1 over the 1650 is the key stat for me. He's only a little horse, so we do need to take note of that, because he does go up in weight here, but I still think he can win. The Azure second. Atomic Beauty is well rated, and he's got that good draw, so he can get right into the trail there. He's one of 46, in fact, and he's down to a 41 rating, and then Dragon Star. 2, 5, 12 and 8.
Paul with Chris So to land an early double with Top Throne winning race number 2. Highest grade race of the night is race number 3. It's a Class 2 over the 1,000 metres. Sonpak Fu, all of his wins have been over 1,200. He's never raced over 1,000. Aurora Lady's been back to the trial since his last start. Red Elegance, a 4-time course and distance winner. Wonder Kit comes up in grade after winning over the 1,200 at the Valley last time. And Colourful King has been absolutely flying. He's 2 for 2 over the 1,000 at the Valley, Paul. Yeah,
look, Glory Elite's got really good pace. He has to come back to 1,000, but I still think he's got the pace to cross Wizkid. Again, he's another horse that would easily lead over 1,000, but he's just lost a little bit of that speed as he's got older. Aurora Lady can go forward if he jumps, which he normally does. He just missed the start last time. Colourful King is up in grade with a lightweight. Red Elegance has been getting back, and Sonpak Fu over 1,000 I think will go back.
Straight to Tom with the rider of Colourful King. It's Andrea Retzady.
Andrea, Colourful King out of the David Eustace barn. He's done a super job since arriving here. He's only a lightly tried 3-year-old who's won 2 of 3. He looked visually impressive last start. Talk us through that performance.
Yeah, no, he was obviously trialling quite well before he even ran here in Hong Kong. His trials were very good, and his first start up on the straight, it was a really good run, considering it was his first run here. And then obviously David decided to take him to the Valley, and he seemed to be, I wouldn't say the key, but he seemed to worked quite nicely, and he won first start there. Only just got up, and then last time was quite impressive.
Did it look as easy as it looked to us on the line, because he seemed to be doing it really well, and he had his ears pricked too?
Yeah, he you know, he jumped good. We had a good gate again the last day and managed to get to the fence. And it doesn't really give you much of a feel until you actually ask him to go. Halfway around the bend, it was still a little bit green. He's only a young horse, and it's only really when we got into the straight and he sort of pulled himself together that he really got rolling, and he picked up quite nicely. And he hit the line quite strong, and like I said, he pulled up with his ears pricked.
We know he's up into Class 2 now, and there's nowhere to hide when you get into Class 2 amongst some of these older horses, and he's got 120 on his back. Do you think he can measure up Wednesday night?
Well, you know, it's obviously these Class 2s are never easy. I know it's a small field, but don't forget he's only a 3-year-old. He's only a young horse taking on all the horses, hardened horses that have been there and done it. But listen, he's done nothing wrong. He's in with a lightweight, and he's improving every run. David seems to be very happy with him. He thinks he's improved again, which he'll need to. But no, he's a lovely horse, and like I said, he's only a young horse, but which would be, I think, would be a very promising horse for next season too.
You speak of next season, all of his victories, obviously 1,000 metres, obviously a couple in Australia as well. Is he a horse that might stretch out a little further to maybe 6 furlongs in time, or is the 5 furlongs ideal for him?
It'll be interesting to see what he's like tomorrow night, how much speed he's going to show, because some of these horses, they do get quicker with more racing, but the way he's at the moment and the way David has been training him, it wouldn't surprise me if eventually he'll go up to 6. He probably has to, because you know there's only so many races, over 1,000 for him. But the way he's been racing and the way he's been hitting the line, I don't think 6 furlongs would be any issues later on.
The race shape this week, there looks to be quite a bit of pace in the race, as there invariably is over the 1,000 metres. Do you get a similar sort of run to what you got last time, being a small field?
I hope so. We've got a good gate in one, and just get it. Obviously, this sort of distance is very important to jump good, and hopefully get him out of the gate as well as we can, and let him travel wherever he's comfortable. And very similar to last time, just went to the straight and have a go at them, and hopefully they come back to us. But no, he's been doing everything right, and he's a very nice horse, and it'll be interesting to see how he copes tomorrow night.
That is Andrea at Zany. Paul, on to the others in the race now. We start with a 1,000-metre specialist, Red Elegance, and he chases down Youthful Spirits. You can see as we're about to roll the tape, he spots him about 5 lengths turning for home. Yeah,
he got the pace in this race. He had something to aim for, and as such, he had plenty of room, and the grey won the race. Look, he's got to go in, I think, over the 1,000 metres. He's a specialist over this distance. He's got that really good turn of foot when he gets pace in the race, and he should get pace in this race as well.
That is Red Elegance. Next up, we move on to Aurora Lady, who's coming back to 1,000 metres. He's had a try down the straight over the distance, 2 in fact, and he has placed Brave Star and Son Pak Fu also come out of this replay. Is Aurora Lady the best of the 3?
Look, yeah, I think he is. You can see him coming back through the inside here after missing the start. He'll be a lot closer. He normally jumps well with him. He's got a really good turn of foot. We've seen him be so brave in some of his race. Happy Valley has been 3 wide. He's also a horse that's managed to, as you say, placing behind bottom up together down the straight 1,000. So that form looks good.
And finally, Whiz Kid runs 3rd here. The Whiz Kid of old would be a huge chance in this race, and Glory Elite's a nice horse too, and we saw on your speed map he's the likely leader. Yeah, look, he's the one I'm going to take out of these 4. Whiz Kid's just been out of a little bit of form recently, but he should get the good run. But I just thought Glory Elite, now he's had a couple of runs at Happy Valley. He can go to the front from barrier number 5 and lead this race, and he'll be there for a long period. You know, he's only in on a minor line. But as you can see there, he stayed on okay 4th. Well, to be fair to Wizkid, it was a better run from him when he was held up. It was. He closed late in that. But Colourful King, too good for them again? I think he can just win again, this horse. He's probably the shortest price of the whole night. But I think he can win, beat Aurora Lady, Red Elegance and Glory Elite we just talked about. 8-2-3-7. And right, here's race number 3, the preview for it. And the first leg of the early trip also is the 3rd race. And race number 4 now. This is a 1,200 metre class 4 coming up with Yichong Spirit at the top of the book. Everstar's on the improve. Lucky Archangel is a 7-time course and distance winner. Nebraskan's placed his last 2 course and distance. Colonel, he's been back to the trial since missing a start due to a scratching with a lame right 4. That was earlier in the month. Super Sicario has the crossover noseband off, and Kaying Power down the bottom draws nicely in barrier number 1, but it's easy when Colonel's in the race, Paul. Yeah, even with the wide draw, he should be able to get across, and Spicy Spangle and Nebraskan, obviously 2 horses that have got plenty of pace as well.
But they should get their opportunities. Lucky Archangel, he ran well last time at Sha Tin. He comes back to Happy Valley where most of his wins have been. Everstar was unlucky last time. He'll get his chance. The query was Cosmo Navigator because he's drawn the outside gate. Does he go forward? Does he go back? If he does go forward, I thought he might be trapped wide.
Nebraskan runs second in our first replay. Happy Trio's holding his form well, and you've been following closely Everstar in recent times, and he certainly is on the improve. Do you go with him again? Yeah,
I'm going to go with him. He was really unlucky in this race. He was wide all the way and then came really wide on the turn. Still ran on, I thought, here nicely enough here for fourth. So he'll go in. Nebraskan, look, he's still a maiden Nebraskan. He's had plenty of chances. He'll go in on a minor line, though, as will Happy Trio. He's another one that's been racing pretty well recently.
And Giant Leap has gone out of that race and won up in Class 3. One more to show. It's Lucky Archangel over at Sha Tin, where he somewhat bounced back to form and ran third behind Sea Sapphire. And Sha Tin hasn't been his happy place recently.
No, he was right on the cusp, Lucky Archangel, because he's a 7-time winner at Happy Valley, all over this distance of 1200. So he's a prolific runner around the valley. There's no question about that, by deep field. And as you say, he surprised in this race. He was a distance third, but he still ran third.
This was the race where the leaders walked and then sprinted home in CM Ruled and Akash Varney. So that's the fourth, and the replay is leading into it, but you're an Everstar man again.
Yeah, we'll go with Everstar again. I think he's ready to win. So he'll go on top to beat Happy Trio. Spicy Spangle on the map should get that perfect run in behind. And Nebraskan, 2-3-7-5.
That is the preview for race number 4, the first leg of the 6 Up. Race number 5 is the trophy race, the running of the Korea Racing Authority Trophy, Class 4 over the 1800. Harmony Galaxy, last start winner, gets in well at the weights too. Prestige Good has the tongue tie off. Can't Go Wong ran second to Harmony Galaxy last time. Mission Strike blinkers go on. Von Bayer has the cheek pieces off. Soaring Broncos racing well. And Arthur's Kingdom has placed second up in the past. Good run of the first turn here, Paul, and it's Arthur the leader.
Yeah, I think Arthur will get there. Viva Graciousness has led in the past. He might make it a little bit difficult for him to get across. Prestige Good. Soaring Broncos should get a nice spot along with Me Time. Von Bayer from the wide draw, he just might be caught wide. Harmony Galaxy, when he won last time, went back. And Mission Strike's got an awkward draw. I think he's going to have to go back from barrier 9.
Straight to Tom with Mark Newnham talking Mission Strike.
Mark, Mission Strike at Happy Valley Wednesday night off the back of a 2,000 metre race at Sha Tin. What was your verdict on the run there? Because he looked like he wanted to lay in a bit and do a bit wrong there.
Yeah, look, he was just reluctant to come between horses and finish the race off. So we've gone with the blinkers this time. His previous couple of runs at Happy Valley 1800 were both good. So he gets the blinkers on and back to Happy Valley. Should be a nice race for him.
You mentioned he's wearing the blinkers. He's been wearing them in work. How's he been working in those shades?
Yeah, he seems to have reacted well, and hopefully it just gives him that little more confidence. I mean, he's only a young horse with limited experience, so it's understandable that he's still learning his craft. But you know, he's got enough talent to be winning races already. We just need to help him on his way.
He's got barrier 9 on the C+3 Wednesday night. Does that sort of dictate continuing that racing style he's adopted so far?
Oh, look, I think the way he jumps it's sort of forced us into a position where we ride him a little bit quieter. He drew well the other day and he was closer, and he didn't finish the race off as well as we'd hoped, but I think that was more his reluctance to come between horses than anything else. But look, from that start and how he jumps, will be in the second half of the field.
Quick report on My Wish after the weekend and his brave placing in the Champions Mile.
Yeah, look, I thought he did us proud, as he has done all season. He's been a very consistent horse right from day one of the season, but that'll do him now. But gives us every indication we can aim pretty high with him next season.
Really has done a remarkable job considering he started the season a maiden of 54.
Yeah, and he led all the way over 1200 the first meeting of the year, so he's done a really good job. And look, next season hopefully we can aim for the International Mile in December, and then the same race again in end of April.
Certainly deserves to head there, the job he has done, My Wish. Paul, off to Happy Valley form now we go with Prestige Good running third. Harmony Galaxy's Frank the form, which we'll see shortly. by winning this race, and Capital Legend ends up running 7th. We'll talk about Prestige Good before we get on to Harmony Galaxy's win. He goes to the 1800 for the first time.
I think he'll suit him too, the way he's been racing. A Son of Sacred Falls, he's drawn barrier number 6, whereas Harmony Galaxy's drawn barrier number 11. There wasn't too much between them at the end of this race, as you can see. Both were finishing off strongly, so I think they're both big chances in the race.
1800 on turf for the first time it is for Prestige Good. Here is the win by Harmony Galaxy. Can't Go Wong second. SJ Torbian ran on late here, and Me Time gets absolutely decked and is disappointed for room at the 200.
Yeah, so he had no luck, did he? And as you say, he stepped up to the 1800 metres Harmony Galaxy after that really good second we just saw behind Highland Rahi. They did finish in a bit of a bunch here, but he managed to get his nose in front at the right time, did Harmony Galaxy. I think Prestige Good might just have the wood on him because of the draw and the little pull and weights, but there's not much between them.
He's Soaring Bronco. We do like to make fun of him because he has taken the win punter's money from plenty of times, but he has a win on the board now and he's holding his form really well. Yeah, no, he definitely is, isn't he? So he's been consistent, but not on that win line, as you pointed out. He's only won once, Soaring Bronco. That was at Sha Tin as well. So, look, you could entertain him on a place line for sure. And that is our final replay for race number 5. Looks to be a few chances here. Who do you like? Going to go with Prestige Good in the race to overturn the form on Harmony Galaxy. But we'll make that the Quinella, 2 to beat 1. Viva Graciousness, he should be a bit of a price. He's run second off this rating before, and he's drawn barrier number 3. So I think he can just get that lovely cushy run, and then Mission Strike. Just has to do a few things from barrier 9 that he's got to get a little bit further back than he'd probably like to. 2, 1, 3, 6. And that is race number 5. It's the first leg of the Triple Trio. Race number 6 now, and this is how the field lines up for it. Giddy Up has the cheek pieces going on for the first time. Fortune Moray pacifiers off, Hood goes back on. In Jude's now with Benno Jung. Crystal Powerful looking for 3 in a row. Loving Vibes has the cheek pieces off. Vigor Elegant wears the tongue tie again, and My Intelligent off a lightweight is a 2-time course and distance winner. Vigor Elegant, the leader, Paul. Yeah, look, when the tongue tie went on, he led. Crystal Powerful likes to go forward. He won't be far away with My Intelligent. Perfect General goes forward, so he might just have to work. He'll try and get outside Vigor Elegant. Champion Method will be looking for cover. Giddy Up, he's only had one go in the grade and he ran second last start. And Jude from his wide draw should go back, along with Country Dancer, who gets back anyway. Winning form, Crystal Powerful's won 2 in a row. However, they've both been at 1,000 metres. He has won twice over 1,200 metres also. Country Dancer runs on for 5th, and despite the way he's been racing, Paul, his 1,200 metre record's not good, Country Dancer. No, which is quite surprising, isn't it? He actually goes better at 1,000. You'd think 1,200 would be fine for him. I'm going to put him in just on a very minor line, Country Dancer. Crystal Powerful with him, I just wonder if he's caught sort of up to the ratings, caught up with him now with those last 2 wins. So it's very hard to win 3 in a row. And Giddy Up is our second replay. He runs second here, and he proved in this race that he can carry big weight, because at 135 pounds on his back from barrier 1, it's exactly the same setup for him on Wednesday night. I think he can go one better in this. Northern Fireball sort of stole it a bit from the front and ran away and did win the race. Now, he's 1 of 63 rating before. This horse Giddy Up, and that was, so he has won in Class 3. He's in Class 4. This was his first start in the grade. He looks up to winning here easy. That is a good report for him, which means we're playing at best minors for Perfect General, who gets a 7-pound claim and thus will carry the same weight that he did the night that he won. So Ellis Wong takes the ride for Casper Founds. The key with him is can he get across from his wide draw and eventually get outside the leader. I think he probably can, but he might just have to, how much work he has to do to get there. It's just the problem with him. But look, he's got ability. As you say, the 7 pounds looks very tasty. Loving Vibes is our final replay for this one, and he ends up running 5th here. He came across in very consistent form from Sha Tin with placings, and then he runs 5th behind Fatal Blow. The cheek pieces went on for the first time, and they've been thrown straight out this week. Yeah, obviously didn't work. I'm sure Zach Purdon probably had a word to him about that. 3.5 favourite, he was beaten in this race.
Look, he finished off okay. He wasn't too far away. But and then you can see Everstar on the inside there, be able to get a lead on him later.
You will indeed, but no need to go past the top of the book here.
Yep, top of the book here for number 1, Giddy Up. Let's see if he can do win down here in Class 4, which I'm sure he can. Loving Vibes, Perfect General. I'm going to put Country Dancer, and I think he'll be one running on late. 1-10-2-9, but I think the 1 can win this.
Paul with a win for Brenton Avdulla and Jamie Richards in race number 6 with Giddy Up. Race number 7 is a Class 3 over the 1,200 metres, and this race has a Spicy Gold at the top of the book. He's a course and distance winner from 2 starts ago. Golden Empire last start winner, extra £6. Storm Rider, he ran second to him. Find My Love Soul win at Happy Valley's been down in grade. Denfield's a 3-time course and distance winner, but they too have been down in grade. Low Pan Spirits on first name basis with the outside fence at the start because he's drawn 11 again. And Ritten Casa was better last time, and he's going to go back. Ritten Casa, Paul, as opposed to Happy Fat Cat, who really gets out before the gates open.
Doesn't he? He's one of the fastest horses out of the gates, and he's drawn wide, so you need to be coming up on Wednesday night. But I think he can get across. Spicy Gold's drawn 1. He can sit him behind. Charming Babe backing up. Golden Empire, he just might have to work a bit. And poor old Low Pan Spirit, as you said, barrier 11 once again for him. Victory Moments on the grass, he normally goes back. On the all-weather, he normally goes forward.
Winning form, Golden Empire it is, who managed to see them all home here. Storm Rider ran him to second, had his chance, but he was simply too good. Storm Rider, or rather Golden Empire for Storm Rider. Charming Babe ends up running 5th. He's done a good job, Golden Empire, Paul. He's won 7 times now.
I know. He's been a good horse for his owners, that's for sure. He's got this wide draw. That worries me a little bit. Barrier number 9, he's going to have to try and get across. He drew 2 here. Storm Rider was getting close to him on the post. I think I've got Storm Rider in the numbers of the 2 of them.
Here's the gate flyer. This is Happy Fat Cat running second. He's ended up having a good season after earlier on in the season looking like where was he at. Find My Love runs 6th, and Ritten Casa's performance following this one, which we'll see shortly, was better.
Yeah, he sort of held his place, didn't he? Look, the thing with Happy Fat Cat's how much work he's going to do from barrier number 10. Yeah, he hangs on. He's been been placed a few times, so you probably another one you could look at it as a place chance.
Just a correction, it's the race after that he was better. Ritten Casas. This is the race before that one, so we'll focus on Solid Car, who runs 5th, and on Racing to Win, he was the last run reminder. Lightly raced, only had the 3 starts, so number 4 on Wednesday night.
Yeah, look, I think he's got a big chance in this. Son of Grunt from barrier number 5. David Hall trains the horse. He's had 2 starts at Happy Valley. This was the best of them, finishing off really strongly here for 5th. Sorry, and he has run 3rd as well in the place. But I still think that was a better run because he was close up 5th.
And Low Pan Spirit comes to Happy Valley. He ran 3rd last time. He's had to overcome these wide gates and hasn't done a bad job to do it. And Zach Purton sticking for Jimmy Ting.
Yeah, look, I'm going to include him, Low Pan Spirit. I won't put him on top because of that draw. He's had some tough runs this season, but he always seems to front up. I mean, this is a lot stronger race than we're going to see coming up on Wednesday with Geneva winning the race. But look, he stuck on well there for second, didn't he? Or third. He got 3rd in the end, didn't he?
He did, yep.
For 3rd.
Right on the line by Lifeline Express. So he's in, Solid Car's in also.
Yep, we're going to go with Solid Car on top, though. Just had the 3 starts from Storm Rider and for second, Spicy Gold from barrier 1, and then Low Pan Spirit. 7-5-1-9.
It's easy to remember for Paul. It's race 7, number 7, for the first leg of the late treble. And race number 8 now. This is how it shapes up. It's a Class 3 over the 1650. Sky Heart to the Valley for the first time. Cambridge has a crossover noseband going on. Definitive has been top 3 out of 4 starts over the 1650. Emeritus Spexo, last start winner, extra £9. Flying Fortress, last start winner, extra 8. Sturdy Ruby's a 2-time course and distance winner, and Satanta has the blinkers coming off, Paul, and the leader is Definitive.
Yeah, I think he can set up the pace here, Definitive, and dictate there. I don't think he'll go overly quick unless All Cash or Sky Heart put pressure on him. They're the 2 that are most likely to do that. Beauty Crescent coming to Happy Valley. Hammer on him there as well. Cambridge gets back, and Sturdy Ruby from a wide draw is going to have to go back as well.
Straight to Tom with the rider of Flying Fortress. It's Harry Bentley.
Harry, Flying Fortress, nice enough 4-year-old. You picked up his first win last time out. You sat that bit closer in the run. How did you rate the overall performance?
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance. We got a beautiful run through, as you say, and once he struck the front, he was able to put the race to bed, albeit a little bit green.
Those early stages, did it just take him a little bit of time to sort of settle and find his racing rhythm?
Yeah, he does. He does race a little bit keen at the moment. He's still sussing the whole thing out, and once he relaxes that bit, he's going to be a little bit more effective.
Barrier 10 over 1650. Does that sort of force your hand that you might have to go back and ride him for some luck? Because we know he does have a good turn of foot too.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best play. Obviously, I'll speak to Cody and see what he wants me to do, but I'd just worry about setting him alight if I try to go forward with him from that draw. So, yeah, it's most likely we'll just take him back and hopefully come home well.
That's Harry on Flying Fortress. We'll head on now, Paul, to winning form, and it's Emeritus Spexo. Ended up being quite a good win, this one, and he ran down an informed horse in Highland Rahi. Sturdy Ruby runs 7th, but a lot more weight on his back this week for Emeritus Spexo.
Yeah, so he's going to count at weight, and he hasn't put 2 together in the past. One positive is he has won off this rating before, so he's capable, but it's just putting 2 together, which we haven't seen. So, look, I'm happy just to watch him in this.
We'll leave him out then and move on to our next replay, and it is definitive. Ended up running 2nd here. Hemron 4th, Emeritus Spexo further down the track. This was before the win we just saw. Where's definitive at leading into this race?
Well, he's trialled really well recently. So the horse has held his form. He won at big odds 4 starts ago. But since then, he's run 2nd, he's run 4th, he's run 2nd. He's only had a total of 7 starts here. So David Eustace has got this horse in good form at the moment. So, look, he's hard to leave out. Consistent horse. He'll go in the numbers.
And finally, it's Sky Heart, who we need to see. This is a trial. He was worried about his action, Hugh Bowman, at Sha Tin, and basically eased him down. So you can overlook that. And this is what he's done since then at the Sha Tin trials.
And the trial was good. Coming to Happy Valley, looks like a horse that should be able to be suited here. At the Valley, he can put himself right on the pace. From barrier number 2, I think he'll get that nice trail behind it. Definitive, he'll get his opportunity.
That is Sky Heart. So that's a breakdown of runners and also Harry's thoughts on Flying Fortress. What are your top 4 for race 8, Paul?
Well, I'm going to put the 9 on top here, which is a horse called Kalachi. Now, he does come out of that Flying Fortress race that we saw in the replay, and he ran 3rd. It was only his first start at Happy Valley as well. I think there's open improvement there for him. A Sky Heart coming here for the first time. Definitive from the front, and Flying Fortress has been consistent. 9, 1, 5 and 8.
Paul with the value play, Kalachi in race 8, horse number 9. And we won it up at Happy Valley with race number 9 on a Wednesday night. Kaholo Angel, the one horse, is a course and distance winner from 2 starts ago. Dragon 4 Seas unbeaten over the 1200 at the Valley. Star Satter goes from the 1000 to the 1200. Victory Sky, Shadow Roll-Off, Cheek Pieces on. Warriors Dream Whips pacifies for the first time. And Sovereign Fun Paul is a last start winner coming back up into Class 3.
Yeah, and he led all the way when he won that, so I think they'll try and repeat those tactics. Dragon 4 Seas always puts himself in the race. Fun Elite has got pace. Golden Rise has got a bit of draw, so he should get his opportunity. Storming Dragon will go back. Victory Sky from a wide draw might have to go all the way back with Star Satter.
We're going back 2 starts for Kaholo Angel. He's been up in grade since this win. Victory Sky had a perfect trip, but there was a stack of money for Kaholo Angel this night, Paul, and he didn't let those punters down. Gets a £7 claim this week also for Ellis Wong.
He does, so that should help him. Barrier number 4 for him. Like he did win he did go up the ratings when winning 2 starts ago. Was a little bit disappointing last time here in the Class 2. Now he's back into Class 3, so that'll look good for him.
Dragon 4 Seas is in our next replay. He can't have done any more than what he's done over the 1200 at Happy Valley. 2 starts for 2 wins, both of them in Class 4. 1 from Gate 1, 1 from Gate 6. He draws barrier 10 this week.
I think he can get across. I mean, that's going to be the key in the race for him. If he can get across, as you say, 2 from 2 over the 1200. He's been racing in career best form at the moment. He's a $1.40 favourite and a 3.2 favourite. So he just sort of fell in a bit here. But with coming up here with barrier 10, I just think if he gets across, he's a chance.
There's not much of Golden Rise. He's only a pretty tiny horse, but there's certainly an engine there. He's a horse that has been able to win a few times from his 20 starts, and he stepped up into this grade with a third and a fourth so far.
He's going to get every chance from barrier 1. I thought he could sort of settle 3 back on the inside. He had to come wide in this particular race. As you say, he's not the biggest horse. He's only got 120 pounds to carry, though, so that looks like a good racing weight for him. And look, I think he'll get his opportunity with the inside draw.
So he's the one to beat in the last.
Yeah, I'm going to put him on top. Golden Rise to see if he can win the last, win his third race here in Hong Kong. Dragon 4 sees 2 from 2. Eternal Fortune from barrier 7. I think Zach Purden can get him just behind the pace, sort of midfield. And then Fun Elite, another very consistent horse. 6-4 to 11.
And that is Happy Valley on Wednesday night. 9 races, C+3 in the first at 6:40.